Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yan Lim Junhao from SIM RMIT, Understanding the Business Environment, and today I'll be sharing you my findings for the Australian Conference of Economists 2024. So as you can see here is my table of contents. And now I'll start with question 1. So as you can see here is a diagram of the domestic demand and supply curve. So where this is equilibrium, and then we have achieved a balance and a maximum welfare of consumer, and this is my consumer surplus. Here is my supplier surplus. So after introducing taxes here, you can see that both consumer surplus and supplier surplus decrease. Assuming this tax affects both consumer and suppliers, and this will generate a deadweight loss. So as you can see here in this case, after introducing the tax, both suppliers and consumers have both result in a loss of surplus and a loss of trade transaction after the introduction of tax and increase in price. So as you can see, as I said here, consumer surplus decrease, supplier surplus decrease, and the government is able to gain funds. But it does come at the cost of a deadweight loss and loss on transaction. So for question 2, using a demand supply diagram, explain what a tax on imports would look like. So first, as you can see, after introducing a free trade to our domestic market, it drastically shifts the supply line to the right. And then after it heavily and significantly increases the consumer surplus, but it reduces the domestic surplus by a huge amount. However, after introducing a tariff, it will shift the supplies to the left a bit, generate some taxes, deadweight loss, which is inevitable, but it does increase the domestic supplier surplus and decrease the consumer surplus. So what's the difference? In question 1, the burden of deadweight loss is shouldered by both producers and consumers, as both their surpluses have shrunk after the introduction of taxes. So as you can see here again, this translucent colors is the X, used to be the consumer and supplier surplus, and you can see the deadweight loss takes up both consumer and supplier surplus, a portion of it here. Whereas in question 2, the burden of deadweight loss caused by tariffs shouldered by domestic consumers, as the introduction of tariffs only shrink the consumer surplus, but increases the producer surplus. So you can see here, this space here of the tax revenue and deadweight loss, it used to be under the consumer surplus. So after introduction of taxes, the consumer surplus decreases, and the deadweight loss here used to be under the consumer surplus. Thus, in question 2, deadweight loss is shouldered by the consumers. So yeah, in question 2, the increase in price makes some trades undesirable with the introduction of tariffs, and therefore loses some customers, but it does not really affect domestic producers since tariffs applies to foreign producers. So tax deadweight loss affects consumers here for question 2. Question 1, deadweight loss affects consumer and suppliers. So now for question 3, explore how generative AI could affect inequality in the labor market. So firstly, to understand inequality, must understand the equality of outcome and equality of opportunities. So equality of opportunities is ensuring that employees have a chance to attain the same goals without the hindrance of similar obstacles. In this case, opportunities would be employment. So what this means, basically, it just levels the playing field for all the employees to give them equal chances and abilities to, to access employment in this case without discrimination. So equality of outcome refers to ensuring employees are guaranteed a portion of the outcome, in this case, wage and labor, regardless of the effort, chances, and obstacles that they may face. So you can see here are the 2 scenarios where there's increase in inequality and decrease in inequality, and how it affects the wage and how it affects the quantity of labor. So now, firstly, we'll show how AI affects high-skilled labor. So AI can increase the high-skilled laborers, increase their inequality of opportunities. As companies and individuals that can harness AI more effectively than competitors give employees a competitive edge and command higher wages and increasing disparities. So this may be for companies that can harness AI better, usually monopolies. Next, AI can reduce the equality of opportunities, as about 60% of jobs will be impacted by AI, where the AI is able to execute tasks currently performed by humans and lowering labor demand and wages, because why would people want to hire employees when they can just get AI to do it for them? Next, AI can also increase the inequality of opportunities. According to the World Economic Forum, demand for analytical thinking and innovative skills is expected to grow by 41% by end of 2030. Individuals without these skills and accompanying technological skills will be disadvantaged and increase the inequality of opportunities, because if you don't have these skills, then you won't be on the same playing field as those who have the skills when competing for their job lah. So yeah, that's increasing the inequality of opportunities. Next, how will AI affect low-skilled labor inequality? So it can increase the inequality of outcome, as a study by McKinsey Global estimates that up to 375 million workers globally may change jobs due to automation, and especially so this low-skilled labor may be put out of job due to automation. And then we'll combine it with the fact that they may not have such a high degree of education also. They may also struggle to find jobs also. Thus, they will have little to no wages compared to other low-skilled labor which may have jobs, the luckier ones. But then, however, the silver lining is that it can also reduce inequality of outcome, as although AI has put some people out of jobs, AI can also create new jobs like AI tech support jobs, or customer service AI jobs, customer service jobs for AI software, thus increasing the wages and providing wages for the employees that used to work in those jobs that may have been taken over by AI lah. And here is a trend of the AI job postings as a share of all job postings. So you can see there's a rising demand for AI support jobs. Next, question 4, how does AI affect productivity in the market? So firstly, to define, we must tell what is productivity. So productivity is the amount of output that can be produced with a given set of inputs. By increasing productivity, it means that more output is produced with the same amount of inputs. So here is the aggregate demand and aggregate supply curve for the short run effect. And then here's the one for long run effect. Sorry, long run effect. So in the long run, how does AI affect productivity? So AI can increase productivity, as most people speculate, it may increase productivity, as it's shown that especially at advanced economies and high-skilled labor, AI, rather than replacing high-skilled labor, it complements them by assisting this high-skilled labor in doing mundane tasks such as essay writing, grammar, formatting, email writing, allowing these same employees to focus on more human aspects of the job, such as creativity, interpersonal skills, and networking, thus boosting their overall productivity. But however, AI can also unchange productivity, as certain issues within the company, such as routine meetings, bureaucratic processes, and spam emails that saps energies and motivation and productivity may not be solved by AI. Thus, AI may not solve this problem and not really change the productivity lah, as shown here. And then here's just a graph of the long run. The next is in the short run. So in the short run, AI can increase productivity as it assists less experienced workers and enhance their productivity, especially young workers who may find it easier to exploit AI for opportunities since they grew up with it. Next, it can also decrease productivity in the short run, as AI generated content currently may be incorrect, causing employees to spend more time reviewing these contents. And also, some employees may also need to invest time in learning how to use in AI. Thus, both cases reduce the time employees have to focus on their work and productivity lah. So last question, behavioral economics. So how does behavioral economics make people eat unhealthy food? So this can be due to present bias, which basically people settle for short-term gratification over long-term rewards. Next, the loss of aversion, where they may be unwilling to give up their favorite foods like ice cream or soda. Also, a framing effect, where when one person compares one unhealthy food to another, they may think that this unhealthy food is healthier than this one, therefore they consume this, which is still unhealthy food lah. Next one is the availability of information, where it's the amount of information available on unhealthy foods, and because of this lack of information, they may just consume the unhealthy food, not knowing what are the side effects and risks that companies have. So how can we use behavioral economics to encourage healthy eating? Sorry, this typo. To encourage healthy eating. So firstly, you can make healthy foods more accessible and keep unhealthy food out of sight. We can use smaller plates rather than bigger plates, so that it gives off the illusion they're eating more. And also, the last one is to take advantage of peer pressure and social groups to pressure yourself to eat healthily. So thank you.